Hi, welcome to Dirty Moms Yoga. I am very excited to have a special guest. This is my best friend, Krissy. She is in for the weekend helping me and Zach, and he manages pregnancy. As if you've tuned into some of my other videos, I've been put on bed rest, and that's been really fun, but it also meant that a lot of my physical practice got pushed to the back burner. So while we're still going to bring you everything that we possibly can in means of yoga, you'll get some more meditations. We just did a nice fun how-to series on how to use props like the blocks and the strap, which Zach did all on his own. I'm so proud of him. And the bolster as well. And then we haven't recorded yet, so I don't know when that will be posted, but I'm gonna teach you how to do the Ujjayi breath, the yoga breath. So that's a new one that will be coming up probably after this video, actually. And that'll be the final of the how-to series. So with that, I always want to mention this is not a prenatal yoga class. If you are pregnant, please make sure that you check in with your doctor prior to taking any prenatal class, and I highly recommend finding somebody who is teaching that specific style of yoga. So please take care of your bodies. Listen to yourself, and this will be fun. So for our first try, and so let's get started, shall we? All right, class today is going to be a split prep class, and Krissy is probably more in the intermediate level of the yogis if you want to categorize her. She is an athlete, has some hip issues. She's a big runner. She's an ultra marathon, and she rides bikes. She does everything. She's very active, so she's going to be a really good model to show what are tight for somebody who's maybe trying to do splits. Not that she is, but it's just a nice opening on the hips and the back of the hamstring. So let's start in a reclined bound angle. So Krissy's got a bolster behind her already. She has it long ways. She just already has her sacrum seated against it. She's going to lay on back, allow her arms to open up to the side, and she's going to allow her knees to fall open, the soles of her feet to touch. This is reclined Baddha Konasana. There we go. Reclined Supta Baddha Konasana. Now, does that feel good for you? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Now, if this gets too much for her hips, she can take those blocks or pillows and place them underneath the knees. She can even take a blanket and she can roll it up underneath her forehead, underneath the back of her head, I should say, to lift that forehead. How does that feel? Does your neck feel okay? Yeah. Okay. So from here, we're just going to close our eyes, take a couple deep breaths in, and just check in with the body and just make sure you're comfortable with staying in this position for a good minute or two. Feel the pelvis nice and relaxed and weighted down into the earth. The knees are relaxed out to the side. And any tension you're holding, especially in those legs within that pelvis area, really try to surrender them down into the earth. With every exhale, that weightiness falls further down. Things are relaxing a little bit easier. And you can start working your way up towards the spine, into the rib cage, and into the chest, and feel a nice heart opener with those arms out to the side. Now, if anything is uncomfortable for you, feel free to adjust, add props if necessary. Feel the openness in the throat, the relaxing of the jaw. The space between the eyebrows are calm and relaxed. See if you can feel energy coming out to the fingertips, the toes, and the top of the head. A nice gentle body scan like this is a great way to just bring focus back into the body, bring awareness to yourself. Take one more deep breath in. And open mouth, exhale, let it all go. Do that again. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. One more time. Inhale through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Gently bring yourself back to the present moment. Wiggle those fingers, and then you can, with the help of your hands, you can actually assist your thighs back up to bringing the soles of the feet down into the ground. You could remove any props that you would like. So I'm going to suggest that Krissy roll off of her bolster and just move it out of the way. I'll take that for you, dear.
Thank you.
And then I'm going to have her lay back down. I'm going to have her grab the strap that's nearby. We're just going to do an extended big toe. So she's going to lay down nice and long on her back. Legs are nice and long down in front of her, feeling, maybe a little check-in with the body, seeing how it feels after having that nice open hip. She's going to raise that right leg up towards the sky. She's going to take that strap and she's going to reach it right around the sole of her foot. And then she's going to kick that foot right up to the ceiling. Try to get a nice straight behind the knee. Oh yeah, she's nice and flexible. Now she may not need the strap, that's okay. But it's always nice. And she's going to really plant down the left hip into the mat. Left toes are nice and flexed, engaging the quads by lifting up the kneecap. And we're just going to hang out here for a couple deep breaths. Every exhale, thinking about straightening further behind the back of the knee. Now, if you have a bent knee in this position, that's okay. That's why we have that strap. Just keep working with every exhale, trying to lengthen out behind that hamstring. Only go as far as your body wants you to. Never push further. If you're feeling like you're at that edge or beyond, just back off. We don't want any injuries. Let's take one more big deep breath in. And on the exhale, Krissy's going to bring that right leg over towards the left side, crossing her body. Using that strap if need be, keeping those toes flexed. Let's see if she's got enough room between her couches. Oh yeah, a little adjustment, that's okay. Nice stretch on the IT band, the outside of that right thigh. Now she's feeling, she can open up that left, or no, your right arm out to the side for a nice little T-stretch, opening up the chest a little bit more as well. How does that feel?
Good.
Nice. This one is really good. It's a nice deep twist to open up the low back, opens up the hips, and really on the side of that outer thigh, those IT bands, and then continuing to kick that heel out, feeling the length behind that knee. Let's take one more deep breath in and exhale. Inhale that leg back up to center. Readjust yourself. I'm going to move out of the way now. And then she's going to open up that thigh out towards the side for a nice side hip open, or opening up into stretching out those adductors. And she might need to adjust a little bit. She's a lot taller than me. Most people tend to be.
Not that much taller.
Now from here, I'm going to really recommend that left hip really plants down into the earth. So you really want to think that left hip bone. So you really feel the pelvis fully onto the mat. So I'm going to actually have you lift your leg up a little bit more so you can get your left hip down. Yeah, and then really reach out on that left leg. Flex those toes back towards your nose. Oh yeah, it's a workout. She thought she was going to be cold. Good. Deep breath in and exhale. Nice. Next inhale, raise that leg back up towards the center position. Release the strap. Allow that leg to fall down long, and you feel the difference in the length between the legs. And you can shake it out. You're all twisted. All right, from here, we're going to lift the left leg up this time. Same thing on the other side. So left leg nice and long. Using that strap around the ball of the foot, kick the foot up towards the ceiling. Very nice. Right leg is activated by lifting up those kneecaps, activating those quads, and then just continuing to work on straightening behind the knee. So if you do have less flexibility in the hamstrings or the hips, your knee might be a little bit more bent. There's nothing wrong with that. Just with every exhale, just push a little bit further. Find that edge, but never go past. Extended big toe. One more deep breath in. And on the next exhale, we're going to cross that leg over towards the right side, working on that IT band, a little nice twist into the low back. Good. Continuing to kick through the heel, feeling the length behind that left knee. Anything that's in the way, move it to the side. Your foot way. There you go. One side you might notice is a little tighter than the other. We generally have imbalances in our body. It's very common. And that's your hip. That's your issue hip, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so it's the left hip. So you can see she's struggling a little bit more on this side, and that's okay. We're going to see if we can bring a little bit more balance back into that hip and the low back, but only go as far as you need to. Take one more deep breath in. Exhale. Next inhale, bring that leg back up towards the ceiling. Switch those hands with that strap and then reach that left leg out towards the left side and really keep this right hip down. So you may not be able to go as far as you'd like to. That's the trick. Yeah, right there. Good. Really lift up those kneecaps, engage that left quad as well. Does that feel okay in your hip?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good. Her right toes are nice and flexed back. She's real stable. And she continues to breathe. She barely reaches in between my couches. I have like 3 feet.
I'm really 6 feet tall.
She's like 6 feet. Not really. I'm just that short. Take one more big deep breath in. Really feel the length behind that kneecap. And the next inhale, reach that foot back up to the ceiling. Release that strap. You can move the strap out to the side. We have one more pose we're going to use that for. Let that leg fall down long. And then just kind of wiggle it out so you feel a little bit more even between those legs. Very good. All right, you're going to slowly roll over to your side in a fetal position. And then just make your way up into a tabletop position. So swing yourself around so the head is at the head of your mat. Very good. Okay, so coming into a tabletop position, just do a couple cat-cows. You could move those blocks out of the way if you want. They don't have to be there unless they're good reference points for you. Okay, so knees are right underneath the hips. Wrists are right underneath the shoulders. Inhale, drop that chest down towards the floor, looking up for cow. Good. And inhale, curve that spine into cat. Really feeling the openness between the shoulder blades, head and neck are long. And then in each inhale, or exhale, you're going to look up. There we go. Drop that core down and inhale, cat. And go on your own breath cues for this one. So whatever feels comfortable for you, really open up that spine. Hi, cuckoo. So we're inhale, looking up, and exhale into cat. And if one feels better than the other, feel free to hang out for a couple breaths on that pose. There's nothing wrong with that. You can go side cat-cow if you want to, where you wag your tail and you look back over towards one side. Yeah, a little waggle cat tail. Oh no, I got her going. Just opens up the side of the body a little bit more. So there's a lot of options and variations. Play around with it. See what feels good for you. Just take some time, really open it up. Once you feel like you've explored enough, come back into that tabletop position. And I really want you to think about, and Krissy's really good with this, so really engaging that navel to your spine. Do you want to get some water? Okay. Draw that navel really nice and deep into that spine. We're going to bird dog. So we're beginner position first. You're just going to take the right hand and just out in front of you, tent it on top of your mat for a moment. Yep, so that's a good position to start with if that's feeling comfortable for your balance. You can take your left foot, kick the toes under, and reach it behind you. You can kick your toes so like they're like, yeah, I don't know how else to say that. So that's a good starting point. If this is good, you can lift up one or both and reach them out long. Very good. Now, if that feels good and you're feeling good, nice and strong, you're really balancing and pushing down into the left hand and the top of the right foot. Take a big inhale, reach long. Exhale and try to kiss the right elbow to the left knee, really curling into that cat spine. Oh, there you go. And then inhale, reach back out. And then exhale, kiss them again. Inhale, reach back out. Very good. Keeping that core strong. Exhale in. Inhale out. Reach. Let's do 2 more. Kiss again. Open back up. And kiss one more time. And then go ahead and plant back down and work out anything that you feel is necessary, especially in shoulders and hips for anybody on this one. Very good. Now, if you're not to the full expression, that's okay. Just stay on whichever one that you are in and just challenge yourself each time you come back to this pose. So other side now. So we're going to start on the beginner level, that first level. Just test out that balance, see how that feels. If that feels good, go ahead and lift up one or both arm and leg. Good. And then really reach. Feel length out of those fingertips. Really press down into that right hand and the top of that left foot for balance. Inhale, reach long. Exhale, kiss that elbow to your knee. Or stay where you are. Whichever feels good. So you do this 5 times. Kissing together and exhale. Good. Reach it long. Good. 3 more. Good. Exhale. 2 more. Now let's see. I think this is the last one. Can I count that right?
Sure.
I think Chris is like, yes, we're done. And go ahead and relax back down. Stretch it out a little bit. Wiggle, waggle if you need to. From here, we're going to do a different little pose. Let me get up. Excuse me. Water myself. So I recommend having the strap nearby. And you can try this if you'd like. So this is going to be a little bit more opening into the chest and into the quad and hip flexors as well. So come back into your tabletop position. Reach that right hand long, left hand and left foot behind you. And either continue working on the bird dog this way. If you need to tent them down on the mat, feel free to do so. Or reach back and try to grab your left toes with your right hand. Now, if you can't do this, that's why we have this strap. So you're going to take your strap and wrap it around the top of your foot, and then you'll grab the strap with the right hand. From there, you're going to really think about rotating the inner left thigh up towards the ceiling, really pushing the top of the foot behind you and opening up that chest. Does that feel okay in your shoulder? Mm-hmm. Okay. Really lift up into that navel center to protect that low spine. Go ahead. Feel a nice stretch in the quads and the hip flexor. Mm-hmm. Very good. Now, if you're not here yet, you can keep it active by just simply reaching back for that foot without even grabbing it. And that will continue to build that strength in that core for yourself. So take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, go ahead and let it go. How's that feel?
Good.
I'm jealous of that one. I've had this class planned for a really long time, and I've always wanted to do this part of it. And I can't.
There's something in the
Such a
way.
baby. I got something in my way.
Something in the way.
All right, so let's go on to the other side. So left hand out in front of you, right foot behind you. Other left. Am I doing? There you go. So again, you can reach back and just try to simply see if you can even grab it. And if not, you can just simply continue actively reaching for it. Or you can grab it like Krissy's able to, or you can use that strap. So here are your options of having those props nearby. This side actually looks much better. So really lift up out of the shoulders. You're not dumping in. Good. Navel to the spine. You're kicking the foot towards the back wall, reaching those right inner thigh up towards the ceiling. That's going to bring your knee down. It's going to keep you more in alignment. Good. Nice deep breath in and hug that navel in. You should feel a nice stretch in the quad and that hip flexor area. This side looks much more stable. Good. She's actively pressing down that right hand and the top of the left foot. Take one more big deep breath in. Exhale and go ahead and slowly let it go. From there, tuck those toes under. And then you're going to hover the knees above the mat and then push yourself in a nice downward facing dog. Very nice. She's got a nice down dog.
Thank you.
That looks good. Really firmly press down on the thumb and the first finger. That's going to protect your wrists. Rotating the biceps next to your ears. You actually come down this way. Yep, relax that head down. Heels are reaching for the mat. So feel free to bend those knees if you need to. And you can take a walk and just kind of dynamically move through this pose and just do what feels good for you. If you need to stretch those calves a little bit more. She's a runner, so the bottoms of the feet might be tight. Calves are tight, so taking that walk is going to be really beneficial for her, and it will help with that split prep as well. So once you feel good there, take a deep breath in, come up high on those toes, exhale and drop those heels down, really lift the sacrum up towards the ceiling. Good. One more deep breath in, come up high on those toes, and then walk those toes to your hands for a nice forward fold. Good. Now she's got a nice long torso, but if you need to bend your knees here or rest your chest on your thighs, feel free to do so. You can even take those blocks and place them underneath your hands if you're not able to reach the floor. She's a lot more flexible even probably than me right now. Jealous. I'm so jealous. Everybody's got things that they can do and things that they can't do. But there's always a way to work towards it. And that's through practice. Oh yeah. So take a deep breath in, bend deeply into those knees, and then you're going to slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time with the head being the last thing that comes up. Feel nice and openness. Let those vertebrae stack on top of each other. Roll those shoulders up. Squeeze them together back and down. Open up the palms of the hands to the front of the mat for Tadasana. Ta-da! It's like my signature pose, I think. I love it. Very nice. All right, from here, we're going to sit the hips back. So reach those hands down towards the floor. Bend those knees and sit back like you're in a chair. Go ahead and reach that chest up nice and long. I'm just going to recommend that she brings her hands to the prayer position at the heart center for right now. Really hug those navel center in. Yes. And then take a glance down. And I don't know if you can notice, but her knees are knocking in a little bit. So I'm actually going to recommend that she takes the block and squeezes them for her knee protection, making sure your knees are not going over your toes. So wiggle those toes, bring some of the weight back into your heels. And then we're going to pulse down for 10 counts. You're going to pulse down, little hip strengthener. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and hold it down. Now she can stay here, or if she's feeling strong enough, she can lift those hands up overhead, bring those biceps next to her ears, just like she did in downward dog. Continue to hug those ribs in, and then we want to parallel. Let's open up your heels a little bit. Yes, there we go. And then sink that pelvis down and back. Take another deep breath in. Exhale, forward fold over your legs, relax on down. Uttanasana, forward fold. You can release that block if you'd like. Yeah. From here, she's going to push into her shins or even into the mat and just come half up for a nice flat back. Really reaching out in that long torso that she has. You can keep your hands down low. You can even have your hands onto your shins. Feeling a nice plumb line, really. It's like you can have T on your back from the head all the way to the sacrum, nice and long. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, then forward fold down. Good. And then really ground into the feet. Inhale, reach those arms up overhead. Come to an upward standing, upward salute. Exhale, bring those hands back down to heart center. We're going to do that all one more time. So she's got her block there if she needs to. So take a deep breath in. Reach those fingertips down low. Sit back like you're going into a chair. And then bring those hands either up towards your ears, or she can keep them here at the heart center. Checking the knees. The knees already look better. I think opening up those heels was a good thing. Hugging the navel in. And when we're ready, we're going to pulse down for 10. So pulse and 10. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Keep sitting down. Nice hip strengthener. Very good. Knees are looking decent. She can keep the arms there. She can reach them up high if she'd like as well, whichever is more comfortable for her. Take one more big deep breath in. Exhale, forward fold on down. Relax those hips. How you doing?
Good.
Good. On her next inhale, she's going to come back half up, Ardha Uttanasana, feeling that nice flat back. Oh yeah. Because the neck is extension. Yeah. We're going to have a tea party on your back. Take an inhale. Hug that navel in. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, ground down into those feet and come up to an upward salute. Come to standing. Inhale, arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Take a deep breath in. And exhale. Very nice. From here, inhale, arms back up overhead. Exhale and come to your forward fold. Inhale, come back half up, that flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Plant those hands, step the right foot back, and then the left foot for a nice high plank. Now, if this feels good, you can stay here. Feel free to drop those knees down if you're still working on a low plank as well. Take a deep breath in, really feel length out of the spine, and really hug that navel in and up towards the spine. Just a nice little core static work here. Take one more deep breath in. And on the exhale, push into those hands into a downward facing dog. Very nice. Now, if you're down dog, if you're having too much pressure into the shoulders or your hamstrings are just way too tight, feel free to place those hands on top of blocks as well. Take one more deep breath in and exhale. Inhale the right leg high. Careful not to kick the chest behind you. There you go. Inhale, and then step that foot between your hands. Good. Shorten your stance by stepping the left foot in a few inches and then straighten into that right knee for a pyramid pose. So you're going to drop. There we go. Yeah, that was kind of hard to talk through. From here, you're going to open up your stance a little bit because you have such a long torso and your legs are a little longer. There you go. And then from here, because she's very rounded in her spine, I actually want her to find length out of the front body. So from here, she actually might want to try the blocks and just have them maybe even on the medium level or even on the low level. Can you reach that other block? We'll just make it more even, yeah. So now you can see she's got a nice length out of the front spine. She's got her right hip bone is reaching back, left hip bone forward to keep the pelvis square to the front of the mat. She's going to actively reach behind those knees nice and straight and keep the heel down the best as she can. Toes are both facing towards the front of the mat. How does that feel?
Good.
Now, if she can continue feeling the length, she can come down further over that right leg, but only if she can still feel comfortable in it.
Like this?
Yeah. How does that feel?
Good.
Go ahead and relax that head down. There you go. So she's still a little rounded, and that's okay, but she's getting what she needs to. It's looking good. She's going to keep trying to push that left heel down, but she's tight. She's a runner, so I'm keeping that in mind. All right, take a deep breath in. Exhale, and go ahead and bend that left knee so you are on come all the way down to the mat. Yeah, we're going to open up your stance. So go ahead and wiggle that right foot in front of you a little bit. Yeah, bring it back a little bit. So it's more like a 90-degree angle. There we go. Okay. And then go ahead and you can bring your hands up to your thigh and you can feel a nice stretch to see if that feels comfortable. Yeah, you can untuck those toes if you need to. And then we're just going to do a little dynamic movement. So she's going to come forward a little bit to kind of open up the left hip flexor, and then she's going to reach on back and kick that right leg in front of her. I'm going to have you scoot back just a little bit. I don't know if you're still on camera or not. You're so much taller than me. The difference is, yeah. And so then she's going to do a half split here, and then she's going to come and just keep working back and forth between the two. The blocks are already there if she needs to. She can keep her hands on her thigh, whatever feels secure and comfortable for her. And then if she's got one that she needs more work in, so if Chris is a little tighter in her hamstring, she may want to stay in the half split, which is this one, a little longer. Or if the hip flexors are a little tighter, as it does tend to happen a lot in runners, or if you're seated for a long position of your day, then you might want to stay in the low lunge, the anjanasa that she's in here. Now each time she does this, she's checking in with her body. She's only going as far as she can, and when she comes into that low lunge, she's making sure that knee is not going over her toes. Let's do just a couple more because this one's just really nice. And if there is one you want to stay in on a static stretch, feel free to do so. Hi, this is like turning into like a how-to. Like, check this out. Nice, very good. All right, from here, go ahead and finish your round. If you feel like you're ready, you're going to, once you are ready, tuck those left toes under and come back into your nice high plank. Careful of those blocks. And then push into a downward facing dog. Yeah, if you want to bring those, yeah, to the side. Good. All right. Deep breath in and exhale. On your next inhale, we're going to switch sides. Left leg then inhales nice and high. Step between your hands and then shorten the stance into your pyramid pose. Straightening into that left leg and finding the length out of the front body. So we always want to like try to kiss our knees all the time in pyramid pose. And it feels good to do it, but we don't always want to. So I'm going to have her, again, really reach the left hip bone back, right hip bone forward. So you're going to do the opposite what you're doing for me here. There you go. So pelvis is nice and parallel to the front of the mat. Really activate those quads by lifting up the kneecaps. And then I'm going to have you do the blocks under your hands. You could probably go on the lower level, which is more flat, and see if you can find your length out of there. Because you do have the length in the hamstrings. And then really think about straightening that left knee just a little bit more. There you go. So each inhale, just like we did in the beginning of the class, each inhale and each exhale, you're just trying to go a little bit further, not going beyond that edge though. Good. Bring that left hip bone back, right hip bone forward. Oh, there you go, there you go. So you're kissing those inner thighs together. Good. She's thinking about really reaching that right heel down towards the mat. Very good. One more deep inhale. And exhale. Go ahead and bend that right knee and come on down to that split squat on the ground and adjust yourself as necessary. Actually bring that leg back a little bit. There you go. So you're kind of at a 90-degree angle, so you can always start at the 90 degrees with the legs. Go ahead and come on up onto that thigh. Hands onto your thigh. Onto your left thigh. There we go. That works. I could be better at cueing you there. Inhale, find length out of your spine. And then she can come on forward, making sure that left knee doesn't go over those toes. Feeling the nice stretch in that hip flexor on the right side. And feeling length out of the spine. Really reach your head up nice and long. Yeah, oh, there's length. That's what I want to see. Long torso, we want to see it. And then reaching on back into that half split, flexing those toes back. See if you flex those toes fully, if you get a little bit more into the hamstring, to that calf even for you with being such a runner. Does that feel different? Build into your hip. Good. That's what we want. So this is all preparations for splits. So she's going to dynamically move through both of these poses from the Anjaneyasana, the low lunge, feeling the length out of the spine. Yes, that's what I want to see. Good. And then coming on back. And dynamic movement is fantastic in yoga. It really brings the blood flow into those muscles. It prepares them for movement, prepares them for those static stretch. But when you do it, you just always want to make sure your alignment is good. So next time you come forward, just really careful that left knee doesn't go beyond those toes. Yeah, so if they are, you just want to open up that stance a little bit more. Good. And then if you have one that feels like you need more love, feel free to stay in that one a little bit longer. Otherwise, just keep moving freely back and forth. I wish I could do this with you. I'm doing it in my head with all of you.
I feel you.
You're feeling me? I feel you. All right, let's do one more round to finish this off. And then once you're complete, you'll tuck those right toes under, find your nice high plank, and then push into a downward facing dog on your exhale. Good. Take a couple breaths here, really reach those heels down. Down dog might be opening up a little bit more now that your hamstrings are open, the hips are opening up a little bit more as well. So maybe you're feeling those heels dropping down towards the earth. Take one more deep breath in and exhale. Very nice. Inhale, come up high on those toes. Look between your hands and walk your feet to your hands for forward fold. Good. Nice forward fold. Relax that head. Inhale, come half up to your flat back. Feel the length out of the top of the head. Bring that chin down. Chin down a little bit more. Nice. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, press into those feet. Come all the way up to upward salute. Come to standing. Exhale, hands to heart center. So we're going to do all that again, starting on the left side, moving just a little bit more. Now you know what's kind of working, what you may want to stay in longer. Everybody's different. Just listen to your body. All right? How you doing?
Losing my hair.
Losing the hair.
Just too funny. All right, let's go.
Perfect. Beautiful blonde. It's all natural blonde, you guys. Jealous. Inhale, upward salute. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, come half up. Find that flat back. Beautiful. Exhale, forward fold. Plant those hands. Step the left foot back this time, and then the right foot for your high plank. Inhale. Exhale, downward facing dog. Adho Mukha Shavasana. Very good. Take a deep breath in. And exhale. Take those biceps, open up. Yeah, there you go. Inhale the left leg high this time. Exhale, step it on through between your hands and find your pyramid pose on the left side. So shorten that stance, drop that back heel down. You can probably shorten just a little bit more. There you go. Oh, open up a little bit more. You can go a little longer. There you go. Feel the length out of the spine, out of the front body. Use those blocks if you need to. Press into those blocks. to feel the length. Really actively pull back the left hip bone to bring the right hip bone forward, kissing those thighs together. Ooh, yeah, I can see that. Do you feel a difference? Yeah. Nice deep breath in. And exhale, really drop that right heel down. Yeah, actively press that right heel into your mat. One more deep breath in. Exhale, go ahead and bend that right knee. Come into your 90-degree stance down to prepare for your dynamics or static. You have the option here. So come on up, bring your hands to the left thigh. And probably open up your stance just a little bit. So bring either your right foot forward or your right foot back, left foot forward. I'm looking at you backwards. Left foot forward. There you go. Inhale, feel length, and you can come on forward to your Anjanasana, that half or the low lunge, and then coming back to the half split. So that rocking back in motion. Yeah. So now if she's got one she wants to hang out in, she knows now which one needs a little bit more love. She can hang out there for as long as she wants. Now yours may be the dynamic. Feel free to continuously move through the dynamic. Maybe yours is the low lunge. You need to open up more into the hip flexors and the quads and stay into that one a little bit longer. Being a runner tends to probably be the hips and the hamstrings, which is where she's kind of resting now. This would help prepare if she really did want to, work on her splits. And then if you want, find length out of it. So I really feel the length all the way up. Good. And then now she's going to actually lift the pubic bone up to really feel that length in the hip flexor. Oh yeah, that changes it, doesn't it? Oh yeah. So from here, we're going to take a deep breath in. Switch sides if you need to, or switch poses. If you're on one, you want to try the other, go ahead and get that in before we switch sides. So deep breath in. Exhale, and when you're ready, go ahead and plant those hands down, step into your high plank, and then push into downward facing dog. Very nice. I didn't miss anything, did I? No, I didn't. All right, deep breath in and exhale. When you're ready, inhale the right leg high this time. Set the right leg between your hands for your nice pyramid pose on the right. So shorten that stance. Really press that left heel down into the mat. This side looks very nice. Right hip bone back, left hip bone forward. Really kiss those inner thighs together. Good. The length out of the front body. You got that long torso, so really feel that length. Good. Feel free to place those blocks under your hands if you feel like you need the length or your hamstrings are just too tight and you can't reach down. Find that comfort. Find your challenge, but never go beyond your limit. Good. Really actually press that left heel down. If you need to, feel free to shorten that stance. Nice. Take one big deep breath in. On this exhale, go ahead and drop that knee down. Come down to your mat. Find those 90 degrees with those legs. And then come on up for your nice low lunge first. Feel length out of that spine. Now lift up in the pubic bone to feel the length out of the left hip flexor. Yeah, big difference, huh? Now if she wants to stay here, she can stay here. If she wants to go back to that half split, she can do that as well. So like we said, we're never balanced. So one side might need something different, but listen to your body. She's going down into the half split from here. She's pretty flexible, so she's going to stay here probably for a little bit, and then when she feels ready, she's going to come on into that Anjanasana, that low lunge, and really opening up those quads just a little bit more as well. Now if you want to do the dynamic, feel free to go back and forth, listening to your body, listening to your breath. Yeah. I feel a nice stretching in the psoas muscle. Oh yeah. Very good. Really flex those toes back. Really get into the bottoms of the feet, into the calf muscle as well. And even when you're bent over like this, make sure you feel the length out of that front body. Yes. Being a runner, you're really flexible. Look how flexible you are. Now, if you've got one side and you want to get both poses in, feel free to switch over towards that other one. Get it in one more time. The length out of that spine. There you go. You lift up and out. Oh, yeah. That's going to be good for the hip. Yeah. And when you're ready, take a nice deep breath in. Exhale, plant those hands down. Find your High plank one more time. Come into downward facing dog just to open up those calves and the bottoms of the feet a little bit more. Take one big deep breath in. Exhale, drop those knees down. We're going to go into child's pose. You can allow the big toes to touch. Knees can open up wide just to open up the low spine a little bit as well. Chest is nice and relaxed down. Head is nice and relaxed. Very nice. And then just relax. Allow the breath to come naturally this time. We're going to take one more big deep breath in. When you think about allowing the pelvis to fall towards those heels. And inhale, slowly come on up. And you're going to roll on over to your back. Your feet are going to go to the top of your mat. We're going to go into a nice figure four stretch. Just a nice little gentle stretch more into the hips themselves. So come on back. Plant those feet down into the mat. Take the right leg and just cross your ankle just above your knee. Allow the knee to come open. Now if that feels comfortable, you can stay here. If you would like to go a little step further, you can lift the left knee up, thread your hands through the little hole and grab behind your hamstring. And then actively reach that right knee down towards the mat or towards the front of your mat there. You should feel a nice stretch in the hip. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I could stay here for hours. There are some things I can still do, and this is one of them. Very nice. Take a deep breath in. From here, I want you to stay in this position and just allow the feet, you're going to spiral over towards the left shoulder. So just go ahead and allow the legs just to kind of fall down and see if you can get your foot down towards the ground. Yep. And then you can release that right leg or the left leg and then open up your hands to a T position like you did before and just allow the leg to relax down. How does that feel for your hip?
Good.
Yeah. Now she can stay resting, more of a restorative and just not do anything, or she can actively continue to press that right knee away from her face, and that will continue to stretch and strengthen that hip and the outer thigh. So you have options here. If you'd like to continue the spiral and it feels comfortable for your neck, you can feel free to look over towards the right hand. One more big deep breath in and exhale. Inhale and then come back. Unwind yourself and find your feet back into the mat. Go ahead and undo that figure four and switch sides. The right foot is on the ground, left foot crosses over at that ankle. Very good. And then go ahead, if that feels good, stay there, or you can reach on through and then actually press that left knee down towards the top of your mat. And then hug that right thigh into your chest. How's that side feel with the hip? That one's tighter? Yeah. Nice, another deep breath in. And then on the next exhale, go ahead and spiral on over. Gently allow your legs to come on down. Open up those arms to the T position, and then you can either restoratively just relax in this pose, or you can actively press this top knee down towards the top of your mat, whichever is more comfortable for you. And if you'd like to continue this spiral, you can look on over towards that left hand. This one I cannot do. I'm not allowed to do spirals. And that's sad to me. I miss my spirals. Let's take one more big deep breath in. Now on your exhale, come on back into the center position, and we're just going to go ahead and prepare for Shavasana from here. So you can bring your legs along. I'm going to offer this bolster underneath your knees. So that will bring your low back into more of a neutral position. You bring your hands long down the side of you. You can palms or face up. And then, because I know she's always cold, I'm going to cover her with a blanket, especially the tootsies. From here in Shavasana, your final corpse pose, nothing is with effort. Everything is effortless in corpse pose. So just everything relaxes down. Everything just surrenders to the earth. And just check back in with that pelvis and the back of the body in general. And just really think about taking a moment on each exhale and surrender on down to the earth. From here, feel free to stay as long as you like. But if you are ready, go ahead and bring just gentle, subtle movements back into your body by wiggling those fingers, wiggling those toes. You can reach the legs down long, reach the arms up overhead for a nice good morning stretch if you'd like. Just generally bring some little movements back into your body, waking it back up. From here, hug those knees into your chest for a little apanasana, a little self-love. And then roll over to one side or the other for a fetal position. With as little effort as possible, use the strength of your top hand to push yourself up halfway. Bottom hand pushes yourself the rest of the way. And Chris has got her bolster right there, so she's going to come and just sit right on top of it. And then she's going to find a nice cross-legged position. She can use the blanket if she likes. She can go anywhere. Close your eyes. Find length out of your spine. Hands to heart center. And just take a moment and thank yourself, thank your body, thank your mind for taking this time for yourself, this little moment throughout your day to do something for you. It's a very important thing to do every day. You find that time for yourself, whether it's on your mat, whether it's taking a walk outside. Just make sure you can find that time just for you. Let's take one more big deep breath in together. And open mouth, exhale. The light in me honors the light in you because you all are freaking amazing. Thank you so much for joining in. And with that, I say namaste. So thank you all so much for joining in. Thank you, Krissy, for hanging in there with me. It's a learning experience. We rock. It's a learning experience through all of this. And we've really learned a lot of what, we're learning as we go, what we can and can't do. And I hope you continue to have this journey and be on this journey with us. So please make sure you subscribe. Make sure you give us a thumbs up. Hit the bell icon that just lets you know when there is new content being uploaded. We're going to try to just keep this going for as long as we can. I'm about 5 months pregnant right now, so I've got plenty of time left. I'm going to bring you as much as I can. I'm so thankful that Krissy was able to join in and she was willing to be a body for me. So thank you so much. Have a beautiful, beautiful day. Nice.